Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert Camo, the fantasy football counselor. Got a huge episode here for you today. We're talking about the top 10 fantasy football sleepers 2021. This is what separates the show from other people. This is where rankings, you're going to see it now, where rankings die, because some of these guys could finish top 5, top 10, and the Conchiefs are sleeping on them. Their ranking is way too low. I mean, it's ridiculous. Some of these guys are wide receiver 1, some of these guys are quarterback 1, some of these guys are easily going to finish in the top 10 that I'm going to name here. But again, they're so low on the rankings. Like, the Conchiefs are way off base on this one. They always are. And I'm going to give you guys 10 fantasy football sleepers, top 10 that I think there's way more. There's a ton of sleepers. I mean, a ton, but these are the 10 that really jump out at me. And they're like, man, these guys are great value, Joe. You gotta secure these sleepers. And this is what separates the men from the boys, is getting that value, later in your drafts is going to crush it for you. So you don't have to overpay on players that are going to bust. Last year, give you an example, Lamar Jackson. Fade that guy. Stay away. Get Josh Allen round 5 and 6. You crushed it. Michael Thomas, fade him. Go running back. Austin Eckler, Kenyon Drake, all these guys, years to wows, we're not wowed. You fade him. Odell Beckham Jr., round 3 last year. Round 1, 3 years in a row before that where they told you round 1, Odell Beckham. Sleepers are where it happens, guys. This is where you get your Justin Jeffersons. There's a ton of guys here, sleepers and everything like that. I'm going to list you 10. That's all I'm going to give you guys is 10 today. But if you get the 16-round draft solution below, you get all my sleepers. You know when to draft them, know when to hold them, know when to fold them, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown in a good position. Michael Pittman in a good position. There's a ton of sleepers you get for immense value later. Michael Carter's of the world, right? You get them for later, and you could really crush your league. League winners here, guys. I'm going to do a whole episode on league winners as well, okay? But this is top 10 sleepers right here, right now. Before I get into this, guys, manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLINE. Save yourself 20%. Amazing products, guys. Navigational light, so you can even, groom in the dark. You got navigational light. You got skin-safe technology to protect those nice boys down there, your balls there. You want to protect your balls as much as you can, right? You don't want to hurt your balls when you're shaving. So to protect them, you got to use the Manscaped trimmer, guys. Manscaped.com. Use promo code SHOWERLINE. Get yourself a trimmer today. Save yourself 20%. Protect your boys down there, okay? You don't want them hurt. Another thing you want to do, guys, is head on over to thefantasyfootballcounselor.com or link below. Get the 16-round draft solution, guys. It's going to help you guys crush your leagues. I mean, you're going to be light years ahead of the competition. It won't even be fair. Believe me, guys. Get it. First ever only video training, sleepers, breakouts, dynasty players, everything you need, guys. Everything in the 16-round draft solution. Get it below. And if you go to thefantasyfootballcounselor.com under programs, I've also launched Fantasy 365, where literally, guys, this is going to be like your season-long pass where you get waiver wires, optimal DFS plays. You should get into DFS too, guys. DM me on Instagram if you want to get into DFS. Just DM me the word DFS. Got some cool goodies for you there as well. So, guys, head on over there right now, thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. Get 16 rounds, secure that, and take a look at the 365 under programs as well. All right, top 10 fantasy football sleepers. Comment below. Again, this is a mixed bag here. I might break down more videos specifically for rookies, specifically for quarterbacks, that type of thing. But this is, again, a mixed bag here of 10 guys that jumped out at me. Okay, smash thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Which sleeper do you like? Let's dive in. First guy here. Let's work our way 10 down to 1. I mean, no particular order here, but these guys are all sleepers. First guy is Elijah Moore. Now, Elijah Moore, I'm telling you guys, this guy could have been the steal of the draft, and again, could be the Justin Jefferson of last year. And he's rising up the ADP in drafts, but he's currently sitting 67th on the Conchiefs' rankings. I get a lot of comments all the time. Joe, why are you referencing the Conchiefs? Why? Because, you can look at their rankings and really crush it, because that's where a lot of the majority of sheep are going to be drafting from based on ADP. So you can sneak and get this guy ahead of everybody else, right? Depends on which round he's going to go. I see him coming off as early as the 6th round. Maybe you get him a little bit before, maybe a little bit after. I'd wait a little bit, try to milk it. But he could get sniped very easily, right? Especially if people know what they're doing. Now, he could be a total bust. Like, literally, Elijah Moore could be a bust, but he's in a position to succeed because, again, there's no other wide receiver there. He's going to be the primary guy there. You got a young new quarterback, pretty much new offense there completely. So there's some uncertainty, some upside there. They made some improvements on the O-line. The position, this is a good position for this guy to succeed. Elijah Moore, guys, big time sleeper, wide receiver 1 theoretically on his team. Again, he could bust, but he's not going to be your first wide receiver on the board. You get this guy as a sleeper, tons of breakout potential, tons of volume could go his way, tons of opportunity. They're going to groom him. They invested pretty high draft capital to get him. Elijah Moore, like the opportunity, like the talent. There's nobody else there to catch the ball. he could thrive there in New York. And again, New York's not a team I like to draft, but opportunity knocks, guys. Position to succeed. Could be a bust. Who knows, right? And there's a lot of wide receivers I can list here, guys. Jamar Chase, who is Amon-Ra St. Brown, Devontae Smith. There's a ton of guys. I don't trust the Eagles. There's Jalen Waddle. A ton of guys. I mean, this guy theoretically is probably in the best position to succeed just because I see more volume going his way. And again, I could be wrong. Any one of those guys could break out. I like, Elijah Moore as a sleeper, okay? 67th right now in the Sheep rankings. That's ridiculous. Coming in at number 9 here. Now, some people say, well, Joey's not really a sleeper. His ADP is going up. It is. Sitting 27th amongst running backs on the Concheapsis ranking. He's higher up on mine. But Javonte Williams sitting 27th. But that's the guy I'm talking about, is Javonte Williams. Now, Javonte Williams was drafted with high draft capital from the Broncos, and they want to get that workhorse running back. They tried it with Phillip Lindsay, right? They tried it with Royce Freeman. Didn't work. They brought in Melvin Gordon, thought that he would actually get better. He didn't. Last year, under 1,000 yards, only one 1,000 rushing yard season out of his 6-year career here in the NFL. Melvin's not the solution. He's just a slightly above par running back. He's not going to be the guy. About 215 attempts last year. You saw Lindsay there. He didn't play the full season. He had over 100 attempts, and he didn't play the whole season. They gave Lindsay the opportunity to have over 100 attempts. He didn't play the full season. So they're going to feed Javonte. He's going to be a sleeper for you. He's going to be theoretically your RB3-4 on your team. Tons of upside and the opportunity to be the franchise guy there on the Broncos. Now, this guy can run hard. He can cut pretty hard. He breaks tackles pretty well, and he can catch the ball in the backfield. So Javonte Williams is the full package. That's what the Broncos want. They want young, dynamic talent to crush it, and he's still a big-time sleeper. Even though he's coming off rounds as early as round 4, I think a lot of people will sleep on, especially the casuals. They'll probably reach for Melvin Gordon, thinking he's going to be the one, and he could start the season off, and he could run with it. Maybe he improves. Maybe he proves to the Broncos, hey, I kind of sucked. I'm going to step it up. That's possible, but I like the upside of Javonte Williams. Still a sleeper for me. Coming in at number 8 here, as we work our list here, again, no particular order, Robby Anderson. Okay, now he's sitting 32nd on the Concheapsis rankings. Now, last year, I told you, get Robby Anderson. You're getting him for free. I got him in like the 10th, 11th round, like literally for free. Finished 19th last year in PPR, 136 targets. Everybody was drafting DJ Moore round 3 last year, okay? DJ Moore was actually finished 25th. So Anderson beating DJ Moore, being the wide receiver 1 on that team. Yet the mainstream still have DJ Moore ranked ahead of Robby Anderson. Robby Anderson sitting 32nd on the Concheapsis rankings. You get him for free. You're getting the wide receiver 1. This is why I'm telling you guys, I implore you, go robust RB. There's a ton of depth at wide receiver for days after the 3rd round. After the 3rd round running back, you're done. That's it. There's no other wide receiver. There's no other running backs. I mean, you're basically gambling on the Javonte Williams of the world. You're gambling on, even David Montgomery, who I like this year. I think Tariq Cohen's supposed to not start the season, but even Montgomery, Jacobs, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, those guys can be off in the 3rd round. So you are literally rolling the dice. I mean, there could be guys that break out. Michael Carter, right, with the Jets. There's a ton of sleepers, right? But literally, you're gambling. Now, you are gambling with wide receiver, but as you're going to see, there's a couple other sleepers here. You're going to get solid wide receivers later, okay? So you're not, you got tons of guys. You could stash, wide receiver, and some of them are definitely going to hit in their wide receiver ones theoretically on their team, the Michael Pittmans, the Charks of the world. Tons of them after the 4th, 5th, 6th round, okay? So Robby Anderson, big-time sleeper. I can't believe he's ranked behind DJ Moore right now. He finished ahead of him last year, and he's better value. I'm all over Anderson, who's got that rapport with his quarterback, and they're in a better situation. Anderson's now, developed as a receiver. Darnold's coming in a make-or-break year. They've got Christian McCaffrey. They got to do better than they did on the Jets, okay? So I like Robby Anderson, pretty much a steal. Number 7 here, DJ Chark, sitting 30th amongst wide receivers. And again, theoretically, he is the wide receiver 1 on that team with a ton of upside with Trevor Lawrence coming in as the number 1 draft pick in the NFL draft 2021. So you look at Chark, you look at him showing flashes of greatness, looking good many times, but had a slew of ridiculous quarterbacks thrown to him. Now he's got an opportunity with a, high thoroughbred, high elite athlete throwing to him. Could be exciting here, especially in the red zone. Chark, you don't got to pay a lot. Again, sitting 30th, you get him in and around round 5 or after, and you're getting, theoretically a wide receiver 1, and you combo him with like a Cortland Sutton, a Michael Pittman, Robby Anderson. You're going to get a ton of value later. DJ Chark, Chark at number 7. Number 6 here, I can't believe people are sleeping on this guy. This guy has been so consistent, but Cooper Kupp. I mean, Cooper Kupp sitting 21st on the consensus rankings. He had a bit of a down year last year, finishing 26th, but now he's got theoretically an upgrade at quarterback, right? He's got Matt Stafford throwing him the ball. People are valuing Robert Woods as the better wide receiver. He's not. Cooper Kupp is the better receiver. Cooper Kupp is the one there, and you're getting him for free. And again, a similar situation with Moore and Anderson. People are going to invest in Robert Woods a lot earlier, and you get Cooper Kupp, the wide receiver one, later. Love the value, love the talent, love the opportunity. And again, you're getting a wide receiver one for absolutely pretty much for free. Now, some people are saying, well, Joe, his ADP is rising. It is. I mean, he's come off as early as the 4th round. But, I mean, I've seen him slip, right, a little bit later. It's up to the draft. It's up to the people there. It's up to people, how many people are in your draft, like how many people like him, people aware of him, if they've gotten wide receiver earlier. It depends, right? But he could really fall, and he's great value, okay? So big time wide receiver sleeper there, Cooper Kupp. This guy also 20th on the consensus rankings, Diontae Johnson. Yes, he is a sleeper. I know he's coming off ahead of guys like Claypool. I know he's coming off ahead of guys like, Juju Smith on his team. It is a 3-headed monster. Now, I typically stray away from 3-headed monster situations, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper situations. I stray away from that. But he's in a situation where Big Ben throws more than anybody else in the league, next to pretty much Matt Ryan. So Diontae being the primary target getter last year with 144 targets. Last year finishing, where did he finish? 21st amongst wide receivers. That can go up. He had some issues with drops. That improved near the end of the season. They've got a running game this season. I think he's the primary target there. And I really believe Claypool takes a step up this year. How much? We don't know. But it's going to be an exciting year for the Steelers. Now, I'm a big Najee Harris guy, but Diontae's also going to eat. I still think he's a sleeper. Again, 20th. This guy's a wide receiver one. It's going to get a ton of volume his way. And again, you could wait on wide receiver, load up on your running backs and get him. I still consider him as a sleeper. Not as deep sleepers. Now, there's a ton of deeper sleepers, guys. Believe me, I didn't want to go to that. I want to just, jump on guys that are just right in my face going, man, why is he ranked 20th? He could be a top 10 guy, okay? And I got him in my top 10 wide receivers. Next guy here, Najee Harris. Now, you're saying, well, Joe, he's not a sleeper. He's coming off at the end of the first round, early second, late second, early third, some rounds, some drafts. It varies depending on people's awareness, but he is a sleeper. Let me explain why Najee Harris is a sleeper. Because he's sitting 15th on the consensus rankings behind Joe Mixon, who sucks, behind Gibson, behind Clyde Edwards-Helaire, behind Nick Chubb, behind Austin Eckler. Why do I think he's a sleeper? Because he's sitting 15th, and this guy's a top 5, top 10 running back. They're sleeping on him. The mainstream is sleeping on him. Why? Again, they're just going on the recency bias. They think they're all pot committed on Eckler last year. Eckler got hurt, so they're trying to save face, right? They don't know what they're talking about. This guy, yes, the O-line is a little bit suspect in Pittsburgh, but this guy is the best, running back out of the draft, right? Coming out of the draft. Not only that, he catches the ball in the backfield. Not only that, they've got wide receivers to spread that offense wide, so he's not going to see many stacked boxes. Not only that, Big Ben knows how to run the offense. Not only that, he catches the ball in the backfield. Najee Harris' work ethic is really up to, second to none from what we're hearing out of training camp. Najee Harris could do it all. Strength, youth, power, pass catching ability, high-octane offense, an offense that knows how to run it. And they really invested really early in him, right? They could have went offensive line, but they went with Najee, right? There's other teams that wanted Najee, but they got him. The Steelers are going to run him. He's a 3-down back. He's going to get the workload in all aspects of the game. Goal line work, receiving, primed to succeed. Nobody else is going to take it away. I'm not sold on McFarland and Snell. Najee Harris is the guy. Absolutely love him. Number 4 here. Number 3 here, sitting number 14th amongst quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence. Now, if you get my 16-round draft session, which you should, I talk about anchoring an ace quarterback and backing him up with a guy as a backup, right, with upside. I did this with Pat Mahomes the year Mahomes broke out. He was my backup. I got him in the 10th round. Lawrence is falling. He's 14th amongst quarterbacks. He is falling. He's a backup, and he's got a ton of upside, okay? Again, purebred, right? I don't even know if that's the word, purebred. I mean, pure elite talent, right? That's why I'm wearing an elite talent shirt. But listen, Trevor Lawrence is a guy you get later, okay, as a backup quarterback with upside. Sitting 14th, this guy could be a top 5, top 10 guy, okay? That's how much upside. Now, obviously, the offense is suspect, but again, they've got some good weapons there. He's going to eat. He's going to throw. He's got to succeed, okay? So Trevor Lawrence, big time sleeper here And again, it could be a top 5, top 10 guy. The next guy here, people aren't as excited. And again, there's some doubt here, but Carson Wentz. If you go back last year, he was the most sacked quarterback. I think he had 50 sacks, terrible O-line, terrible receiving core. And he still did okay. Like he didn't do, like he's not exciting, right? But now he's got a good O-line, right? So last year, Carson Wentz did terrible, right? He finished 22nd, 12 games, 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, but he didn't have any time to throw. Go back 2-3 years when he was, had that good year. He's a top 10 guy every year. Great O-line, good running game, decent wide receivers with Pittman and Hilton. I think he's going to do okay. I think he's going to be solid as a backup quarterback with upside. Sleeper, Carson Wentz could crack the top 10. People are sleeping on him. Love the upside. I mean, you could have the same debate with the guys like Daniel Jones as sleepers. I like Carson Wentz, ton of upside, big-time sleeper, sitting 19th amongst quarterbacks. And finally, the last guy here, sitting 15th amongst quarterbacks, Matt Ryan. Now, you guys are all over. The mainstream's all over. I really like the situations of Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley. But Matt Ryan, throwing more than any other quarterback last year, got him here at number 1. Again, no particular order, just my top 10 guys that jumped out at me as sleepers. But Matt Ryan throws more than anybody else. You get him, you can even get him as your starter. He's going to produce. Now, last year, guys, finished 12th amongst quarterbacks, coming off a terrible year, threw 626 times, 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions with Julio gone most of that time, right? With Kyle Pitts coming in there, and obviously the Falcons believe in Pitts or they wouldn't have drafted him and got rid of Julio. I love the opportunity here. He's got some good weapons. Running back, a little suspect there, but Mike Davis not really sold on him. But we're going to have to see how this all plays out. But Matt Ryan, again, going to be throwing a ton. Redemption year for Matt Ryan, big-time sleeper. And that's the thing. I've noticed that pattern. Matt Ryan has one good year, one bad year, one good year, one bad year. And then the sheep kind of jump off him that bad year, and then they're back on him the year after when he does well. This is going to be a do-well season for him, make or break as well for Matt Ryan, getting to the sunset part of his career, okay? Big-time sleeper, sitting 15th in the Concheapsis rankings. That's ludicrous, okay? Elijah Moore, love the opportunity. Could be the wide receiver 1. Javonte Williams going to take that job. Robby Anderson, the wide receiver 1, better value than DJ Moore. You don't got to pay the price. DJ Chark, paired up with Lawrence, tons of opportunity and upside. I think they're going to be connecting. Cooper Kupp, what a steal, right? Diontae Johnson was the wide receiver 1 last year. Big Ben throws a lot. Love him. Najee Harris, sitting 15th behind guys like Eckler. That's ludicrous. Trevor Lawrence, big backup, big upside. Carson Wentz, another good backup. People are sleeping on him. Good O-line, good situation, make or break year. And Matt Ryan. There's your top 10 sleepers. Again, there's way more guys. Going to be releasing a lot more, maybe specified, like rookie breakouts, wide receiver breakouts. I'm going to break it down for you. But again, just quick top 10 that I really love. Great situations. Okay, guys? Subscribe, thumbs up. Make sure you guys do hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new. We're going to crush it and get the 16-round draft solution. I appreciate you guys. I am out. We'll talk soon.